Hi, Gordon of RR Tool Solutions here. Now it's time to get this wheel true. First thing we're going to do is get the roundness of it done. We're going to get as it tracks around, we want that wheel to be true and in line. The second thing we'll do is the right and left part of it. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to go around and slowly just tighten these nipples. What I'm doing here in effect is shortening the length of the spokes all the way around to get this play out of it. We've got to do that first. Don't want to go crazy on any one side. I just want to kind of go a few turns all the way around as we go. What we're going to do, we'll rotate our rim to see how it works on this pointer. Now, there's lots of fancy pointers out there. My favorite is actually a paint stirring stick. Just all you need is a reference to measure the close side and the far side, and then you adjust your spoke lengths accordingly. Right now I'm just guessing as to what we need, because obviously we're going to have to go back, and the whole idea of truing is that we get this process exact. Ultimately we want to come up with a 4.5 pound torque. I've been all the way around. I've taken the slack out. Where our rim touches the stick, we're long, and we'll need to shorten. You can see right here we've got a good 1/4 of an inch, 6 or 7 millimeters away from the rim of the stick. But over here we've actually come in contact. So what we know here is this: we're long here. So what we're going to do is we're going to shorten these spokes. We're going to shorten them by taking this side to the top, and we're going to tighten them. We're going to start tightening these. I like to tighten first. Reason being is because we're going to be tightening all the spokes anyway. So what we can do is come up with a pattern. I'm working with about 6 to 8 spokes here. Now sooner or later, if I get to a side where I've been twice and I'm still too long, then what I may have to do is go to the opposite side and loosen so that I can move the rim. If I'm going to shorten here, that means I have to lengthen it on the opposite side once my spokes reach a certain tension. This thumb, the relevance of that is exactly the midpoint of where it was long when I touched the stick a while ago. So I rotated it back a half a circle, 180 degrees. I'm holding this as a reference, and I'm working 3 or 4 spokes on this side, 3 or 4 spokes on this side. Again, when I feel myself getting to about 2 pounds or just a little bit tight, and I'm still too far away from the pointer in getting it round, what I may have to do is come and loosen over here, which will let me move the rim. What I suspect here is this going to be already tight. This is where we've already pulled them. Yeah, so what I've got to do now is I've got to start working on the other side of it, loosening the spoke. Because what's happened here is this side is tight, this side is we're trying to tighten it up. We've got to move the spokes in orientation that way. So what I'm going to do is opposite of this. I'm going to come and make a few turns, loosening the spokes. Again, my thumb is there for reference. And what I find here is during that initial tightening I was doing at the very beginning when we were rotating the spokes, is I got a few of these a little bit too tight, and that's something you don't know. That's all a guess. That's why you don't want to run in there and just tighten everything up, because you will pull it off center. And you can bend a rim, you can damage one beyond use. Okay, we've got that to within 1 millimeter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on the tracking. We've got our pointer set up beside the rim. Now what we want to do is 2 things. One, we're going to have a gap that's larger on one space, and we're going to have the rim pushing against the pointer in another. So what I want to do is try to tackle that from a half distance standpoint. So here we go. We know we're too tight here. So I want to find out where that starts occurring. Right there's the beginning, and there it's over. So between there, halfway, I know that I want to push the rim that way. And what I'm doing is I'm loosening up on the spoke that's pulling it to the right, pull it towards me, pull this toward his pointer. I'm going to loosen up on them, okay? And I've got about 3 spokes here I'm going to work with. Okay. And that's about a turn and a half. What I want to do is grab this corresponding spoke that pulls it to the other side, and I want to pull it about the same distance. All right. That's about a turn, full turn. Okay, let's check out our work. Okay, now all of a sudden when we turn it, we don't have any contact. So what we've done is, in effect, we've loosened this side, we've tightened the other side. Now, we see here we've got a large gap between here and here. So I want to work on pulling that rim this way. Again, what I've done is I've loosened up on the far side and I've tightened up on this side to pull it in towards the pointer in this area. And let's look at the results of our labor. Okay. All right, we're still close here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 5 spokes on each side, and I'm going to move the rim away from it. I'm going to loosen up about a turn on the spokes that are pulling it to the pointer. Give my thumb as a reference of about where I thought that midpoint was. At the same time, I'm pulling it to the other side using the opposing spokes.
Okay.
What we've been able to do here now, if you remember, we did the elliptical, we did the roundness first. I felt like we were pretty close, and then we did the tracking. By going ahead and fine-tuning that tracking, what we've been able to do is maintain a trued wheel. This wheel is not only round as it rolls, it's also tracking true so that the wheel doesn't have a wobble to it. And we've accomplished that. Right, we've got our wheel true. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and make sure our spokes are at the 4.5 pound torque that we wanted them. I'm just going to go around real slowly. I'm going to find the valve stem hole, the valve core, and what we'll do, we'll start there and go around in a full circle and achieve our 4.5 pounds. And I did that by